From Central Michigan, Mason Shrader is ranked 28th and 24th on intermat and flow, respectively, going against Gray Ortis, who is making his first start of this season. And you can see the hand fighting here is heavy as well. They're getting after it, wasting no time. Now, if you're wondering why you haven't seen Gray yet, Gray did actually win. He won a wrestle-off in 157. But he has been battling a few things, and this is his first time on the mat this year in a Bellamarine singlet at home. He works a lot with assistant coach Brayton Lee. Brayton, of course, a former All-American from Minnesota and wrestler at Indiana. Also won a world tournament in Poland earlier this year. And it looks like Shrader's in on a leg. Got it shelved there. Gray Ortis has got a shin whizzer. And he's trying, he's rolling through. He's got the leg. Oh, you gotta love the athleticism you're seeing there from Gray Ortis. In on a ranked wrestler right here. He's got a knee, and you gotta wonder if he's gonna be able to pull that in. He's right there above the knee at the thigh where it's strong. Shrader's trying to move those hips in. He's got a crossface in, he's out. That was gonna be a hard position to finish, but boy, did he save himself from getting scored on there with that move. And it looks like Shrader's trying to get to a front headlock position. What's he going to do here with that? Looks like he's knocking him down here. He's got an underhook on the far side. Moving around. Shrader's very good on this front headlock position. He scored on a lot of wrestlers. He won on Friday against Indiana. He won one of two matches. He's won one of two matches that won in Indiana last week for Central Michigan. He's just applying all that pressure, and you apply that pressure, and he shoots straight for the leg. But once again, Gray Ortis is there with the shin whizzer, and he is not going down easily. He tries for that same shot, but misses it this time. This time he gets scored on here. 3-point takedown for Mason Shrader. That was this time Shrader was ready for that roll through that Gray Ortis was able to land on the previous defense. Now, right now, the team score is 3-0 in favor of Central Michigan. 3 points is awarded for decisions, 4 points for major decisions, 5 points for technical decisions, and 6 points for pins, forfeits, or, technical like foul, like, punching a guy or something, which we don't want to see out here. And Gray Ortis with the roll and gets awarded a point. Almost had a reversal, but instead just popped out on the leg there. It is now 3-1. Gray Ortis getting back to center. A little slow to get back to center. Parker Keckeisen used to say, this great wrestler from northern Iowa, used to say he liked to take his time to get back to center to mess with his opponent's heads. And Gray Ortis in on a front headlock here. That's exactly where Mason Shrader likes to set up his attacks. Let's see what Gray Ortis does here. He seems to be walking him in, maybe trying to get to a leg there, but he's heavy on that chest. Heavy on that chest. The ref is basically saying, let's get to some action here. We're going to stalemate it. So, yeah, he stalemates it here. Referee's only going to let that front headlock position ride for so long. He wants to see action. And he's right on the leg. Gray Ortis is on a leg. 10 seconds left. He is deep on that leg. Can he shelf it? He's only got 6 seconds to score. It's the first period, and you gotta love what you're seeing out of Gray Ortis. His first time on the mat this year for a duel, and he's out here battling with one of the very best at 157. I'm telling you, Mason Shrader is an absolute beast out there. You can tell that Gray Ortis, all the work he's had with Coach Brayton Lee, is really paying off here. Ortis is on bottom. Shrader covers. And Shrader has trying to get a mat return here. Didn't exhaust a lot of energy on that one. Just put a little pressure on him and he was down. But Ortis is trying to battle out. Now look at what Ortis is doing there. He's grapevining his leg inside to slow the throw. That's a very unique technique that is hard to mat return someone on. And you can see Shrader's having a real hard time getting Gray Ortis flat. That's from a lot of working out. All right, so now he's flat. He's got it coming off with the crossface. What's Shrader trying to do here? He's getting the arm, trying to get an arm bar, trying to suck that arm in. Gets behind. Looks like he might be trying to get a boot. It's just, there's just a lot of action here happening all at once. There's a crossface right across Gray Ortiz's face. That can't feel good. Of course, Central Michigan's head coach, Ben Bennett, is arguably the greatest wrestler in Central Michigan history. He was a four-time All-American at Central Michigan. He wrestled at 74 and 84 pounds, and talked to some of the wrestlers, and not many of them can take him down anymore. All right, let's get back to the action. Come on, Gray Ortiz is on bottom, really not able to get up, but Shrader's not turning him in either. This is kind of one of those situations where if the referee doesn't see something, he's going to call a stall at some point, but no stalling warning yet. Nine seconds left. Over 2 minutes of riding time right here. And that's going to do it for the second period. Basically, that was a ride out. And in college wrestling, if you get ridden out, that's going to be, your opponent's going to get a point at the end of if there's more than a minute riding time, your opponent will get a point on the score toward the end. So Gray Ortiz covers here, and if he wants to nip away at that riding time, he needs to hold him a little longer than that. So that's going to be a 1-point escape, and now they are back in neutral. So right now you see the score is 4-1. It's actually 5-1 if the match were to end now. And it looks like Mason Shrader may be picking it up a gear. He's getting a little bit more action here. He can smell a bonus. If he gets a takedown, he's probably going to release him and try to get another one. But Gray Ortiz has something in mind too. He's gotten taken down there. That's a 3-point takedown. He's probably going to start releasing him there. And Shrader is releasing him. And they got released. He got released right out of bounds. And he gets 1 point for an escape. Once again, Gray Ortiz a little slow to get to the circle. Shrader's wrestling a little heavier right now. You can tell we got a stall warning. A stall warning has been issued on Gray Ortiz. What that means is the referee wants to see action. He wants to see action. And they do not like to see edge wrestling and a wrestler getting pushed out. And that was considered a continuation. When you see the hand go forward like that, that means he doesn't think there was stalling. There was, he thought it was continuation as they were wrestling on the edge. But if Gray Ortiz wants to score, he's got to get moving here. He's got to get moving here against a very high-quality opponent. Almost. Gray Ortiz was on a leg real quick, and then Shrader was up. Ortiz is doing a good job controlling those wrists and battling off those shots. Looks like Ortiz may be having some issues with his headgear, and it might be slowing him down a little bit. And that's a takedown. So now it is 10-2. Bonus point is secured, and this is going to be a major decision unless something changes. Now, here's the deal. If Ortiz gets out of here, that's going to be a point awarded. But if he gets 2, so he'll get a point awarded. But it looks like we're going to end the period here on the mat. And it's going to be a final score of 10-2. And Mason Shrader will get a riding point. But that was absolutely a very strong match coming from Gray Ortiz in the first 2 periods especially. But listen, Mason Shrader is a nationally ranked wrestler, and everyone is going to be, he's going to be a foe for pretty much anyone out there. And we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back.